Oop threatens to call the police on coworker's mom. I am not op. Original post by Reddit admindom87 in r. Am I the asshole? Short update. Trigger warnings. Death. Mention of abuse. Less than. Mood spoilers. Oops says they did the right thing. Less than. An NBSP. AITA for threatening to call the police on my coworker mom September 17, 2022. I have a coworker who works in a different city. We have a professional, friendly relationship. Some years ago we shared some beers together. But we are not what I would call friends. Unfortunately, my coworker has been struggling with some very serious health issues. My coworker is also married and has a son who is in his teenage years. His son is probably between the ages of 14-17. I'm not entirely sure. My coworker was born and raised in the city I work in. Anyway, my coworker mom came into my office. She introduced herself and I was sympathetic with her. I'm a father, and there's a very good chance she will have to bury her son. And that's really tragic. I'm also confused. Why is my coworker mom talking to me? Then she asks me, is her son in the hospital or at home? I honestly don't know, and I tell her that. She then asks me if he is dead or not. I told her as far as I know her son is still alive. We have a lot of back and forth and it's pretty constant. She's asking me for information and I'm saying I don't know. But it starts to dawn on me. She keeps telling me his wife, her grandson, and my coworker are ignoring her calls. Well, obviously I don't understand the dynamics of her relationship with her son. I'm suspecting there's a reason she doesn't know. Then she asks me to call his manager and find out what's going on. But I feel that would be inappropriate to do. Now this entire ordeal with my coworker mom is approaching 45 minutes and I tell her she needs to leave my office. I tell her I've told her what I know. It's not my place to be involved in. And she needs to leave. We have more back and forth. We are now approaching an hour of this back and forth. She was with a family member and I tell his mom, ma'am, you need to leave my office, or I'm going to be forced to call the police and have you removed. I really did not know what to say. But I didn't have much of a choice. FYI, I did not need to call the police. Which I'm glad I didn't have to do that. She was offended at my threat. And I set a timer. And I told her she needed to leave my office by 3 minutes or I was going to call the police on her. I had work to do. She was in my way. And I also suspect she was trying to use me to get information that my coworker, for whatever reason, has decided she doesn't need to know. The person she was with got her to leave and I didn't need to call the police. FYI, I called his manager on this. Apparently his manager, at the request of my coworker, blocked the mother's phone number, which is why she wasn't able to get through to his manager. His manager did thank me for not putting him on the spot and said he is aware of what's going on with my coworker. But we are not at liberty to disclose that to his mom. Nor do we as a organization feel that's appropriate. So was I an asshole for how I treated his mom? My wife thinks so. An NBSP. My coworker passed. His wife came by to see me. I made the right decision. October 19, 2022. Long story short, my coworker is dying. He has since passed away. His mom was trying to use me to get in touch with him. I refused and stonewalled her. A week ago he passed away. Yesterday my coworker wife came by to see me and to thank me. Apparently my coworker mom was toxic and abusive. She did allow and covered up some truly horrible things that happened to my coworker as he was growing up, and my coworker wanted nothing to do with his mom. Apparently my coworker wife heard through the grapevine that I stonewalled his mom from getting in contact with my coworker. His wife, with her son, who is also my coworker's son. to tell me my coworker wanted to say thank you, but didn't have the strength of time. And they appreciate me not putting his mom in contact with them. My coworker was able to pass away peacefully surrounded by people of his choosing. Which is how it should be. An NBSP. Reminder: I am not the original poster. Imagine being such a terrible parent that your child decides to not see you even when they're dying. My parents weren't perfect when I was growing, but I'm glad I had them. This type of post makes me think I was one of the lucky ones. Picking up on the important little tidbits of information from a terrible mom and being a good friend. Op is a good guy. I'm confused by the whole, Oop believes he did the right thing. I find the whole thing bittersweet. Because coworker unfortunately died. But Oop is indeed the MVP and definitely did the right thing. Here's a life tip for helpful folks whose initial inclination would have been to do what the mom asked. If someone who should have basic info like the health status of their child and whether they're alive or dead is coming into the workplace and speaking to a tangential contact like a distant coworker, there's probably a good reason why that person doesn't know. And it's better to stay out of the situation and keep it that way. Damn. Gotta love being able to fall back on work policies in a case like this. I'm sorry. I'm not at liberty to reveal that information about a coworker. Also, I have work to do. Please leave. Dunno. But it sounds like he did do the right thing. Why is that a mood spoiler? Abuse. Sure. And death can be a mood spoiler. But preventing an abusive family member from finding a grown adult who doesn't want to be found. You know things are toxic AF when a son's dying wish is to not talk to his mother. Oop did the right thing. His wife needs to realize that not all parents are good parents. And that people go and see for a reason. Don't know why OP's wife called him an asshole. Was blatantly obvious that if the family wanted this woman to know what was going on they would have been in contact. Not to mention would have been a serious breach of personal data if any info had been given out. Workplace could have been in a lot of trouble. Glad Op trusted his instincts and protected his coworker. Excellent work spotting the fact that no one was feeding her information. And saved a dying man a lot of grief in his final days because of it. Agree with Op. If that woman had been on decent terms with her son, she wouldn't need to ask an acquaintance. Op wife was wrong. She is going to blab to the wrong person someday because family. Listen. For security reasons, you do not give people information on coworkers you aren't cleared to give. There was no way for Oop to confirm this was even the coworker's actual mom. And the way it turned out, even though it was the right call. You don't give out information to people claiming to be parents, significant others, or siblings. You shouldn't even tell them if the person is working that day or not. You've no idea unless confirmed by the individual if this is an actual relative or someone trying to hurt them. Abusers kill their victims in the workplace far too often to have people give out info like that without pause. As someone who has no contact with their family, Oop is a rock star. I wish more people were like them. They will use any excuse to get back in and make the situation about them. Births and deaths seem to bring out the worst in them. They are great at manipulation and making people uncomfortable to get what they want. Having solid people in your corner who will hold fast is so important. Why on earth would his wife have a problem with how he handled it? It's not his business, friends, or family to get involved. My coworker was able to pass away peacefully surrounded by people of his choosing. Which is how it should be. Glad Oop enabled this. The mom must have been terrible. The mom probably would have tried to guilt her son into forgiving her before he died. Now she'll have to live with it. My mill is as toxic as they come. If something ever happened to hubby before she passes away, I would have a lawyer contact her and let her know. I never want to see that boss again. The use of coworker mom kept making me think Oop was referring to a coworker who happened to be a mom, or maybe was the mom of the office. And I was wildly confused as to what this person was requesting, who they wanted to get in contact with, etc. Oop absolutely did the right thing. I would never want my NC parents to know anything about me that I didn't tell them myself. Especially if I were dying. Good on Oop for recognizing the weird vibes and playing it safe. Weird for Op to say, Oop says they did the right thing, and weird for OOP's wife to be against Oop getting someone hostile out of his workplace. I don't understand the trigger warnings. Oop did the right thing. First of all, you're not allowed to divulge information about a coworker like that ever. For all he knew, this could be someone who is pretending to be his mom. It literally is not his place to really say anything. Also, the mom sounds unhinged. And the wife confirms that.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Ericast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.